again, questions unanswered. Okay. I would love, I have been searching for that, so I didn't get it. If not, I'll probably have shared that with you. I haven't really got where or how much Dangote has in his stock. And then why NNPC, who knows this too, why they sort of are looking away when people are going through what they are going through right now. Then he said he's waiting for Tifnubu to determine the price. So if Tifnubu and gang comes and say, okay, you know what, go and sell it for 200 naira per liter, is that going to be profitable for a private enterprise, a private business like that of Dangote? Private, for government to this, or is it that it will deal with them and they will pay him the subsidy, the difference? Because as we speak right now, majority of them are saying the landing cost or the landing cost for a liter of petroleum in Nigeria right now is currently put at 1,000, sorry, 1,350 naira. Write it down. 1,350 naira is landing cost. So most of them have to land in Lagos. Okay. All of these oil depot in Lagos. So yeah, they would have to land there and batch there. Then from there, they would have to transport them to every part of Nigeria by truck. So which we also had to the cost of bringing it closer to you. And that is why the people of Niger Delta, the people that produces over 90% of Nigerian crude oil, supposedly, they are also the people that pays highest for petroleum products in Nigeria. Yeah, you might think the northerners pay more. No, they don't pay as much as the people in Niger Delta, the real producer of the oil. We have the cheapest oil, especially in the southwest part of Nigeria, because when the whole thing lands, when they landed, right, they land in Yoruba land, the Lagos water. So we don't do much transportation per se. And that is why you see a little of petroleum in Lagos, for example, for 900 naira. And you go to Delta, Warrior, and all those places, and they'll be selling the liter of petroleum for 1,500 naira. Then when you go further, Port Harcourt, Bayelsa, you begin to see them sell a liter of petroleum for 1,600, 1,700, almost 2,000 naira. So similarly, when you start going to up north, you begin to hear that the liter of petroleum that they sell in Lagos for, or in Yoruba land, for example, for 500 or 600 naira per liter. I'm just using this random figures now, okay? So when you get to the places like Kogi, once you begin to go to the North Central, the Northwest, Northeast, and all those places, then they become more expensive due to transportation. And all of this, what those middlemen are also going to factor in. Princess is watching. She deals in oil products as well. Yeah, she's, you know, she's also an oil marketer too, in case if you need to know. I don't know if she has oil herself right now. I don't know if she has any products herself, but she understand what I mean by when the middlemen who are going to take the product from NNPC and they're going to probably then go and sell to oil marketers. So they created this lacuna, they created this gap so as to, you know, give some people the usual institutionalized privilege, corruption, so to say. So yeah, I'm like, is it that Nigeria would need to pay Dangote a subsidy that they are paying to those who are importing fuel, factoring the cost of production and whatever it is? Because I could determine how much I want to sell my product. There's no market forces that determines anything. You get what I mean? So listen, guys, I am going to sell this product to you for 800 naira. You can go sell it for how much, wherever you want to sell it, and take it to wherever you want to take it to in Nigeria. That won't be the business of Dangote, you know? Just like it's not the business of NNPC. When they import the fuel, they begin to distribute them, you know? Sorry, I'm just thinking about that. Like, you know, that should be the decision of the person who refined it. You are the one who have all the cost, right? Except if you are waiting for them to bridge the gap between the end users and the marketers, right? So the person who refined the crude oil, Dangote, okay, is afraid to set the price. NNPC would set the price. Why they are dealing with all of that, the rest of you can still continue to suffer. Here is a minister. Yesterday, the supposed uh, minister of petroleum state. You know, Tifnubu is your minister of petroleum, right? But there is a minister of petroleum state, that's junior minister. Okay. What's that one's name? Enikin Olopiri or something. So it was summoned yesterday by Shittiman in Abuja. So they said Shittiman called an emergency meeting. He summoned the Minister of Petroleum State to come and give him the reasons why there is scarcity in Nigeria. Like, what the heck? So after the meeting, the guy came out and said this.
Summoned by the vice president, who was directed by Mr. President to summon this meeting. And we've been with him to brief him what is going on across the country. And what is important is for us to convey to Nigerians that the president is empathetic about what is going on in the country. He's concerned about the hardship of Nigerians, and that was why he directed the vice president to call this meeting, for us to reflect on what is going on in the country. What is important is that products are available in the country. And we believe that between now and the weekend, there will be availability of products across the length and breadth of the country. The price could be high in some other areas, much more. Higher in some other locations, in some locations much more than, other areas. But we believe that by the time, there is availability of products across the country, the price itself will stabilize. But what is important is that government is not fixing prices. This sector is deregulated, and we believe that with the availability of products, the price will find, its level. And this is important, for Nigerians to know. In summary, is that President is empathetic about what's going on. That's why he directed this meeting. There is enough product in the country to be able, to meet the demands of Nigerians, so they should not panic buying. And we also believe that the Nigerians need to know that government is not fixing prices. I think that is what, I want to convey to Nigerians.
All regulatory efforts are now geared towards stabilizing supply, with the resultant impact that it will be positive also on the stability of price. To that objective, the regulator is ensured that there's increased operating hours from all loading depots. Vessels are being cleared promptly, and extended hours where safety can permit for truck outs as well. More importantly also is the reinforcement of the support being given to local refiners, because with increased production from them, indeed, like the minister has said, there will be higher supply, which will stabilize the price. That's the effort that the regulator is making. Thank you.
We're summoned by the vice president, who was directed by Mr. President.
So NNPC, so the arrangement was that NNPC will buy from Dangote, and the NNPC will now what? Distribute it to marketers, who would then now take the products to all over the country. I don't understand. If the government says we are not paying subsidy anymore, even though they are still paying, right? So let's take them the word that, okay, you're not paying it anymore. That means you don't decide how much the product should be sold. It is all complicated, they will say, and it's all intentional. The complication is intentional. So if you have to do it right, you would have to cut off at those who had no real single value to this chain at all, other than scroungers, the chancers who are always going to take advantage because they are there. So why should you sell to NNPC? Why is that arrangement though? You know, like if Dangote says I'm going to sell my product for 500 naira per liter, and I decide to go and buy 1 million liters, and I decide to go and buy 1 million liters and take it to Bayelsa, sell it for, with the cost of transportation and all of that, right? And sell it for 750 naira per liter. I should be able to deal with Dangote directly. I thought that was going to be the idea. I didn't know that was like, there's always going to be that bureaucratic bottleneck. Is there? That to further suffer the people. So Enikin said they called a meeting to ensure that the case of supply and demand is met and the issue of shortages is also fixed. No, they are not fixing anything. It's all talk. It's just all talk. Among those who are on the streets complaining was also this guy. This one.
À ń sọ́fà ń lu ìgàn abẹ́rẹ́ epo àárẹ̀ epo ra o ọtí náà wà ń lé epo ni o kàkàbàrà kẹ̀kà fún o èmi wà lọ́tọ̀ náà lẹ́gba nídìí òòrùn mo wà lọ́tọ̀ náà yàn lẹ́gba mo wà nù wọn o alọ́kọ̀ọ́lẹ̀ kò mọ́ràn lórí tọ́tẹ̀ka fún ẹ òun wọlé tán òbáyé wa jẹ àti jẹun ni a fún wa mọ́tò wa máa takú ọmọ takú mú wa lánàá onílẹ̀tọ́ gbà lọ́wọ́ wa ọtí gba fóònù wa ni ìyá dẹ̀ ń jẹ wá nàìjíríà àwọn àlè ṣiṣẹ́ àjọlẹ̀ nínú ìlú bàbá wa táṣọ ìjọba gbádùn jẹ́ fọ́tò là ń ṣe làásìmá ń gbowó fíàrò ń gbowó títí ẹ̀ ìyá dẹ̀ ń jẹ wá kàkàbà wà kàn ṣe sí o sì ń bọ̀ lẹ́lẹ́kejì o àwọn ajá tẹ̀lé ẹjọ́ kìíní àná àwọn alẹ́lẹ́yìí o táà náà ẹlẹ́ni lẹ́gba ẹ̀kẹ́ bàbá wa à ń náà wọn lẹ́gba tó ti tiẹ̀ tó bá lè wọlé àwa ló kàn kí ló gbẹ̀yìn ayé wa ìyá la fi ń jẹ gbẹ̀yìn yáàṣòṣe láàmọ̀ oúnjẹ wọn tán sọ kò yé wa mọ́ nàìjíríà yìí à ń sọ́fà ni mo jẹ wọn tù láàárọ̀ yìí àwọn ọmọ mo ti jẹun lé ìyá ń jẹ wá jàgàbá wáì àtẹ lásán àná ẹlẹ́ni lẹ́gba lọ́ba lè tẹ̀lé ẹ mo mọ̀ gbọ́dọ̀ tí mo sọ ọmọ wa náà mi mọ́lé mo mọ̀ àwọn ọmọ ta lèmi náà mo mọ̀ fúnra mi ọmọ wa náà mi mọ́lé ọmọ ta lèmi náà ìyá ń jẹ wá ń lu kílódé àná èmi wà lọ́tọ̀ náà lẹ́gba mo wà nù wọn o lè ní wá àjẹ́lọ́bùdè o akábàámọ̀ láàyè wa pé àtẹ̀lé àwa ló kàn.
ẹni òfò ni ẹ ṣòfò láyé ẹ tún ṣe lálìkìyàmọ ẹ̀yin rádaràda wọ̀nyí.
That's one of those thugs who beat people up during that charade election. It has him there asking Tifnumbu, you want to come back the second time. Why are you doing this to us? I was one of those people who went into people's homes and beat them up. We caned them, we beat them mercilessly for not voting for you. Now we are here now, we are suffering. We are going through hardship. He said he had 1,200 naira food and his own children have not had anything at home. And he's been queuing to the point that he has no enough money to fuel his kurope. So it broke down somewhere, and the people who are arresting, broken down vehicles, they arrested him. They even beat him up. Why are they still suffering in their own fatherland? That guy just confessed to one of the electoral is it election crime or electoral crimes of last year when they were beating people, especially the Igbos, looking for Igbos who won't vote for Tifnumbu, who didn't vote for Kolu. Any Igbo that won't vote for APC should be attacked, killed. They killed some and they brutalized many. A year after that, they are shouting, "Ebing power, we are hungry, hunger day." And one of them is that guy on your screen. He said, "I know what I've just said right now. They are coming to my house to beat me up. I am also a tout. I'll be waiting for them." Everywhere I go now, they beat me. They beat me because we supported you. We are hungry. We are starving. Elections have consequences, they say, right? Which is true. Similarly, this issue of hardship or no hardship, NNPC, no, sorry, NLC rather. You remember that NLC, as the labor union leaders, they themselves fell under the criminal anointing of Tifnumbu when they were screaming, Busa, Busa, Busa for president. Remember? Well, according to one of them, they have been duped. What the heck is this? Why are we buying a liter of petroleum for 1,200 naira, 1,500 naira? That wasn't the bargain. That wasn't the agreement. Come on. They said the arrangement they had with Tifnumbu was that they would take 70,000 and the price of petroleum will not increase. I said, oh, really? Is that what he promised you? They say, yes. So what do you think now? Oh, it's you know, it deceived us. Really? They said, Tifnumbu said, if you want 250,000 naira minimum wage, then you must be ready that I would increase the petroleum product to over 1,000 naira. So they said, no, don't increase it, don't increase it. Oh yeah, we'll take 70,000 in this inflation and all that, okay? Even the 70,000, they haven't been paid, though. Do you know that they have not paid that a dime from that minimum wage yet? No shishi has been paid. Or the price increase, the fuel price increase, and the increase in other things that has skyrocketed your food inflation in that contraption. They are back in the studio. Why would Tifnumbu do this to us? This is such a disappointment. Really?
There is no written agreement to this effect, but we had an understanding because Mr. President presented us with what I would call a fait accompli, or if I'm to quote Frederick Forsyth in his famous novel, The Devil's Alternative. It was like a situation like, well, if you want me to pay 250,000, then the prompt price of PMS will have to go up even as much as 1,500 to 2,000. And we reminded him, but you have deregulated. We reminded him, but you removed the fuel subsidy. So what other increment are you talking about? And Mr. President did admit, well, you people don't allow me to go the whole hog, okay? And he said, okay, if you want me to pay this, which is the 70,000, the rates remain the same. Of course, at the time we cut our deal, we knew 70,000 was not the best figure for the average Nigerian, but we needed to cut a deal and move on. And we did cut that deal. And we had expected that Mr. President was going to keep his word. But beyond the issue of keeping his word is a practical reality of our situation. The way he dealt with the fuel subsidy removal on May 29, 2023, caused a major storm, a storm never experienced in this country. It caused a major socioeconomic dislocation, creating a spiral of over 500% in the cost of living, rents, health, and other associated aspects of life. He followed that up with the massive devaluation of the naira, and then the 250% hike in electricity something. Nigerians, for goodness sake, are just trying to come to terms with these extreme market policies. And then he shifts the goalposts again. This is another storm, and it's not good for the health of this country, and it's not good for the health of the citizens. Everybody is complaining. And then he raises this question, who are these policies exactly for? Who are they for? workers are groaning, the average Nigerian is grinding, businesses are folding up. So who are these policies supposed to benefit? That would be my response to your first question. Thank you. There is no written...
What is asking? He said, that would be my response to your first question. You made an agreement without signing any agreement deal. That's what he just said. We didn't sign anything. We just took his word. And then he walked back on his own word. So we're just so surprised that a man who is a president of a country cannot be held on his word. That's shocking to the NLC scribe. Anyway, away from that, Kolu is in China, right? And according to them, he went to China to go and bring investors to Nigeria. So he must have told them something, right? I've got 2 clips of what he probably told them. And you can keep looking forward to the investors coming to Nigeria from China. Even though most of your, most of your common patrimony are being signed off right now. Maybe you have all those who are currently extracting illegally, most of them illegally, extracting your mineral resources and taking them out of Nigeria by just greasing the palms of some of these lunatics, these criminals, these crooked criminals in your government led by Tifnumbu, Kolu himself. So maybe this is what he told them in China. Okay, hang on. This is what he told them in China. Okay. So you can then tell me how many investors are you going to be looking forward to from China? Yesterday, Kolu in China was speaking to Xi, Albina Xi, the premier of China, the Chinese premier. Listen, please do not raise your hope, okay? It's all badadash, word salads. So I don't want you to kind of listen with rapt attention. Like, oh, he's going to say something and then be disappointed. But you just still have to kind of listen. The short one, or let's go with the long one first. Then we'll come back to the short one. It can be boring, but I beg of you to please listen.
Cultural entertainment and display of diversity in excellence in learning and collaboration. Thank you very much. It is with a great joy and pleasure that I stand before you today, celebrating the remarkable partnership between Africa and China, a bond that has not only endured, but has grown stronger since its inception in the early 50s. This relationship has transcended continents, challenges, and become a true testament to the power of mutual respect and cooperation. One began as a China support for African nations' independence, has evolved into a rich, multifaceted partnership spanning trade, investment, and diplomacy. Over years of our ties, we have been solidified. We share through high-level engagement, strategic agreement, and a shared vision of growth. Today, we gather to reflect on the progress we've made and chart the course for even greater achievements. At this stage, I must say congratulations to the earlier speakers, particularly our co-chair, my brother and friend, the President of Senegal, Bassirou Faye, for navigating what appear to be complex in a very simple manner and got us to this position. Thank you very much for your contribution. As it throughout our journey, there have been defining moments that have shaped this partnership. China has consistently demonstrated its commitment to Africa, not only through financial and developmental support, but also through cultural exchanges that bring our people closer and closer together. The establishment of the Institute and Chinese cultural centers across Africa exemplifies the depth of our cultural fusion and shared learning. A landmark of our relationship came in year 2000 with the establishment of the FOCA. This platform has been pivotal in strengthening our economic ties and reaffirming our commitment to mutual progress. Despite the global challenges we face, whether the economic or geographical, our partnership has stood firm, resolute, and offering a powerful example of what can be achieved through respect for sovereignty and non-interference. One of the highest highlights of this collaboration has been the flourishing economic partnership. Trade between Africa and China has grown exponentially, reaching an estimated $280 billion US. These impressive figures speak volumes about the strength of our economic relationship and expanding integration of our market. I say, China's Belt and Road Initiative, aligned with the Africans' own infrastructure